Well, hello there, class. Today our flipped math lesson is on rounding decimals. So this is topic number 5, rounding decimals in your table of contents. Okay. Now go to the next available page there and entitle it Rounding Decimals. Now I know that rounding is nothing new for you guys in the 5th grade. Okay, only this time we're going to round out to the hundredths place. Okay, since we've now added a thousandths place value, we can now round to the hundredths. Okay, so our TEK for this is 5.2c, round decimal to tenths and hundredths. As 4th graders, you already rounded to the tenths. Now we're just going to add the hundredths place value. So I have some real easy steps to follow that you've probably already heard in the past, but we're going to have them in our notes to refer back to. Okay? So let us say that we want to round the number 4 332 thousandths to nearest hundredth. Okay, well, the first thing we want to do, step 1, we want to underline the digit we want to round. Okay, which means that we need to find the hundredths place. Okay, so here's a little helpful hint in case you get stuck on your place value. We can make us a little place value chart right here. And remember, I always put like lowercase t as tenths, lowercase h as hundredths, and then th as thousandths, right? Okay, and so then I'm going to go ahead and put my numbers in there. 4 332 thousandths, okay? And the digit that I'm wanting to round to the hundredths place, so that means I'm wanting to round that 3, okay? So that was step 1, underline the digit we want to round. Okay, then step 2, we're going to look at the digit to the right of that number. So we're going to look at the digit to the right of the one that we underlined. Okay, so to the right is going to be the 2. Okay. So I've got 4 332 thousandths. I want to round the hundredths place. So I'm going to draw an arrow because I'm going to have to look at that 2. That 2 is going to tell me what to do with the 3. Okay? So now, step 3 would be, if the digit to the right is 5 or more, we're going to round up. So that means if it's a 5, a 6, 7, 8, or 9, okay, if this digit here that we're pointing at is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we're going to round up. If the digit to the right is 4 or less, so that would mean we're looking to see if it's a 4, 3, 2, 1, or a 0. We're going to leave it alone. Okay, so in this case, I want to round the 3 because it's in the hundredths place, and that's what my direction said, round to the nearest hundredth. I'm going to look at the 2, and it turns out that the 2 number to the right is 4 or less, so that means I'm going to leave this 3 alone. I'm going to leave that 3 alone. Okay, so my number just rounds to 4 and 33 hundredths. And all numbers to the right of the place value you're rounding become zeros. Okay. So we could either write it as 4 and 33 hundredths, or we could write 4330. Okay, so remember, everything to the right of the place value you're rounding after you've rounded becomes zeros. Okay, let's try another one. Let's round 6 and 329 thousandths to the nearest hundredth. So step 1 is going to be to underline the place value that I'm going to round. So that's the hundredths. So I'm going to underline the 2 because it's in the hundredths place. Step 2 says to look at the digit to the right. So I'm going to draw a little arrow. The digit to the right is a 9. Step 3 says if the digit is 5 or more, well, is 9 bigger than 5? Yes, it is. So that means that I need to round this digit up. So I'm going to round it up to a 3. Okay, because 3 is the next number after 2. So that means 6 and 329 thousandths rounds to 6 and 33 hundredths, and everything else, this 9 here becomes a 0. Or we can just write 6 and 33 hundredths. Okay, let's try one like this. Let's round 6 and 732 thousandths to the nearest, here's a tricky one, whole number. Let's see what we can figure out with that one. Okay, that is it for today.